Bellator is back in the Bay Area with a vengeance. The SAP Center in San Jose is housing another historic night of mixed martial arts action. Hello and welcome to this special night at the Shark Tank, where a sea of world-class MMA sharks are in a feeding frenzy. Alongside Big John McCarthy, I'm Mauro Ranallo. A man who's inspired generations of martial artists, Bruce Lee, was born here in the Bay Area. And unlike yours truly, Lee had an envious six-pack, and I know he'd approve of the six-pack we're presenting here tonight at Bellator 206. John, this stacked card culminates with a mega main event. Welterweight champion Rory MacDonald, daring to be great, moving up in weight to challenge middleweight kingpin Gegard Mousasi, with MacDonald aspiring to become Bellator's first simultaneous two-division champion. On paper, it is a scrap that puts the super in super fight.
You said it exactly right, Mauro. This is a super fight between two of the very best mixed martial artists that walk this planet right now. Gegard Mousasi is an animal. This is a guy who is 44-6-2. He has more wins than the other two middleweight contenders as far as who people say are the very best. He has more wins than they do combined. He is a beast when he's on top of you. Look at the hip pressure that he has right here. He brings strikes down. He hurts people from his top game. That is where he is incredibly strong, and that's where he wants to put Rory MacDonald. But Rory MacDonald is a guy in the welterweight division that has that same type of top game. He's got a great wrestling game. He is a great striker, but it's what you're seeing right here. He has heart. His heart is everything. He will not stop. He is the Terminator. You have to break him.
MacDonald redefines the word ambition in his pursuit of making history, while Mousasi returns to San Jose for the first time since winning the Strikeforce light heavyweight title here 9 years ago. Let's go to the 4-1-1 for our opening contest of Bellator 206 main card in the featherweight division.
The one thing you'll see here is Gutierrez is taller, but the reach advantage goes to Bolaños.
Mike Beltran will oversee this featherweight fight. 3 5-minute rounds. Isidro Gutierrez making his Bellator MMA debut. Bolaños competing exclusively under the Bellator banner as the two touch gloves. Bolaños in the red gloves, Gutierrez in the blue gloves.
The one thing you normally see out of Isidro, he likes to close the distance. He likes to make things ugly. He likes dirty boxing, and that's what he actually needs to do against a guy like Gaston Bolaños. Bolaños is a technician. He has got all the tools, all the skills in the world. On the outside, he is dangerous.
Bolaños with a background in kickboxing as he ate that straight left hand from the southpaw Gutierrez. Bolaños mentored by a tremendous kickboxer in Kevin Ross. Bolaños has been submitted here in Bellator via second-round triangle choke by Brandon LaRocco. That was at Bellator 183, but all three of his wins have come via form of knockout. Inside low kick by Bolaños. Current Bellator MMA featherweight champion, Patricio Pitbull, I'm sure always watching the 145-pound division as Bolaños tees off on Gutierrez.
Tees off. He was thinking about kneeing, but Bolaños had him down on his knees. You cannot knee him to the head. He was thinking about it and then stopped and reset and then opened up with those hands.
Gutierrez caught the kick, now has Bolaños pinned along the fence. Bolaños pummeling, has double underhooks, but Gutierrez pummeling as well as he eats a left knee strike to the abdomen.
Like I said, if Gutierrez is going to win this fight, he needs to win the ugly fight. He doesn't have the technical skills in the stand-up that Gaston Bolaños has. Bolaños is just skilled when we talk about the stand-up. What he's really having to work on is this clinch game and his ground game, and he is getting better and better every time we see him.
Bellator MMA bantamweight champion, Darian Caldwell, saying that this card is about to be crazy. Legend stars and future legends. I'm locked in. Well, we're all locked in to zone here at the Shark Tank in San Jose. As we get this party of pain started, Bolaños attacking Gutierrez, but good counter. Couple of straight left hands by Gutierrez.
Very good left hand as a counter.
It's that southpaw right now. That southpaw stance is starting to
head kick by Bolaños.
Bolaños a little bit of trouble, but cannot. When I talk about blocking, don't block that with one hand because it's going to get through.
Bolaños' family came to the United States from Peru when he was 13. Midway through the opening round, Bolaños started Muay Thai training when he was 11 back in Peru, as that head kick was blocked by Gutierrez.
Gutierrez always has a little bit of a jumpy, herky-jerky style, but he does good work when he gets inside. He gets his hands busy, and he tries to, when you see that, you see the guy breaking off, he's throwing, trying to catch him as they separate.
Bolaños training at CSA as well under his longtime trainer, Kyrian Fitzgibbons.
Almost his longtime father.
Gutierrez closing the gap. Gutierrez representing Team Pain. His head trainer is Phil Collins. And Gutierrez hopes that a victory is in the air tonight. Coming up on the final 90 seconds of the first round. Another knee delivered by Bolaños.
I don't know if you saw, but when they had that little exchange and you saw Bolaños go for that clinch position, it was because he got hit with a very solid right-left hand that it shook him a little bit, and that's why he's in this clinch position right now.
And think about Gutierrez's nerves making his Bellator debut on this, the biggest night in Bellator MMA history, and thus far, not being swallowed up by the magnitude of the event in there against a rising star in Gaston Bolaños.
Yeah, you know, when you're given that opportunity, you gotta go.
Oh, wow. Bolaños just spiking Gutierrez to the canvas under a minute remaining in the opening frame.
Pretty slow pace. It's actually a slower pace than I thought they would come out with, but I can understand why. And if there's that spinning elbow attack that you saw right there, just missed. But it's a slower attack because Isidro is giving Gaston some problems with that southpaw stance.
30 seconds left in the first round. Southpaw Gutierrez feinting, moving laterally. Now Bolaños out of the, well, momentarily as a southpaw, ducks underneath that right hand and shoots for the double leg takedown in the closing seconds of the first frame. Head kick by Bolaños. Ooh, beautiful straight left hand at the bell by Gutierrez.
All right, gentlemen, second round. Ready to fight? You ready to fight? Now, go.
The bell and round number 2 in this Bellator MMA featherweight contest. Gaston Bolaños in the red gloves, 3-1, all in the Bellator MMA cage. Isidro Chilo Gutierrez in the blue gloves. He is 4-2, making his Bellator MMA debut.
I think in the second round, you're gonna see Gaston Bolaños try to start opening up things a little bit. He's gonna start marching Isidro down, taking more chances and opening up this with a lot more striking combinations. That little inside leg kick, oh man, it looks like it's nothing to people. It hurts so bad when that kick lands inside your leg right.
Gutierrez going all in on his MMA career with his jobs, focusing on his professional fighting career, and grateful, thankful for this opportunity to make his Bellator MMA debut here at Bellator 206, but he's taken down by Bolaños, and Bolaños lands a couple of left hands.
See, when you look at that takedown right there, he lets him up, but he lands a couple of strikes off him, so the judges are going to give some credit to the takedown because it had a purpose in an offensive action.
Talking to Bolaños, he wanted to, reiterate the point. Hey, it's not all about that spinning back elbow. They're more.
No, but it's pretty impressive.
Yes, it is. Oh, wow! Bolaños waiting, punches in on Gutierrez after dropping him. Referee Beltran stops the fight. Bolaños improves to 4-1 with his 4th finish due to strikes.
Take a look at what happens here. Nice little push kick, but this is what starts this downfall. Boom! Look at that left hand right behind the ear. He doesn't see it, it hits him, it hurts him, and then watch what Gaston Bolaños does, coming underneath the arm.
Those shots you cannot see, and that's the one with the right hand.
Dan
Those
Henderson,
two shots.
Fedor Emelianenko.
Exactly. You don't see it, and it just blasts you right behind the ear. It doesn't look like much, but you can see it just takes his legs completely out. Comes with the left hand, but it's the right hand underneath the arm that ends this fight. Right there, those two shots in there, that's what puts him in position. He can't move. Referee stops the contest.
Let's make it official with Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, it comes to an end. 1 minute 37 seconds into round number 2. The winner by knockout, Gaston, the Dream Killer, Bolaños.
All right, let's go to the tail of the tape. Aaron Pico at 22, the youngest of the 10 fighters on the main card tonight. And Leandro Higo again. He has almost become a Bellator champion at 135. He wants to spoil the Pico party here tonight.
Look at those records, 18-4 for Leandro Higo. He is an outstanding fighter. 3-1 for Aaron Pico. This is gonna be a battle.
Mark Smith is the third man inside the Bellator MMA cage. Pico's already stated if he's victorious tonight, he wants to still fight by the end of the year. Higo, he hopes that he could still one day claim the 135-pound title. The bell goes. Pico in the red gloves, Higo in the blue gloves. We talked about Pico not making it out of the first round in any of his fights. Well, Higo has 8 wins by first-round knockout or submission.
Pico giving a lot of ground right now. He's just trying to feel out what Aaron Pico is doing. Pico taking his time. This is smart. And this is where you look at a young fighter, but he's had so much experience in other realms in the wrestling world and been in front of huge crowds. This is not something he's not used to.
Beautiful combination executed by Pico. Both have sterling corners. Higo, also nicknamed Pitbull, in the Pitbull camp, and now Pico lining up Higo, going to the body as well, and Higo just looking to deliver a knee strike from the Thai plum. So strong start in the striking department here in round 1. Oh, nice combination put together by Higo.
And in this, you're looking at Pico. He's trying to give some kicks, doing a lot of boxing. Higo is becoming the mixed martial artist, bringing in all elements.
This is Higo's 23rd fight as a professional. This is Pico's 5th fight as a pro.
Nice job of trying to jab his way in, taking his time, reestablishing. That's all smart fighting by Aaron Pico.
I guess I should mention that Pico started wrestling at 4, began boxing at 9, excelled in both. And now, again, many people believe on the fast track to superstardom, but in tough here against Higo. But
a lot of people are looking at Higo and going, well, he's being set up as a sacrificial lamb. I don't think he is. I think Leandro Higo is a stud. I have been in the cage with him. I watched him go against Eduardo Dantes, the champion at the time, and get a split decision where actually it looked like Higo won.
Right uppercut, left body kick by Higo.
Big shot.
Pico tags him with the right hand. Aaron Pico has Higo hurt in round number 1.
Higo's looking though, he's smart. He's keeping his eyes on Pico. That shows, you know what, he knows where he's at.
And Pico putting it on Higo, and yet Higo responds like a pro and a veteran, but then gets tagged again with that lightning quick 1-2.
But you have to be impressed with the composure and maturity of Aaron Pico.
Left hook right here. Down goes
He's
Higo.
done.
Hammer fist. Pico all over Leandro Higo.
Higo's hurt, he's done.
Aaron Pico putting it on Higo. Aaron Pico lighting up Higo. And somehow Higo stays alive.
Higo's only been training, he has no idea where he's at. He's getting hit with big shots.
Higo has more issues than rappers named Lil, courtesy of Aaron Pico striking.
Just a tough man. Aaron Pico tries to do spin, there's nothing there. Big elbow.
Pico.
He's just falling down.
Drops down.
Stop the fight.
And the fight has been
That guy does not know where he is at. He did not know where he was at. He was hurt. Your job's to protect him.
You might as well start spelling Pico, P-I-K-O. He does it again here with another first-round finish.
It's power, Morrow. Watch the left hand here. Hits flat. Right hand. Boom. Lands right where you want it to be, right on that chin. Puts him down, and then it's the shots afterwards. Watch that right hand. Just puts Higo down. He is hurt. Hammer fist coming after him. He's trying right here, trying to bring him into his guard. At this point, when you're not seeing the punches, you can't see what is hitting you, and you are being hurt. It is time to get the fighter out of the range of a guy that can put him down and out forever. That's why you see Higo falling over. He has no control of his body. His brain is trying to tell him, you know, all that training is there. His body will not respond.
With the official decision, here is Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, it comes to an end. 3 minutes, 19 seconds into round number 1. The winner by TKO, Aaron Pico.
It is being hailed as the toughest tournament in MMA history. It is the opening round of the Bellator MMA Welterweight Grand Prix, pitting former champion against former champion in this, their trilogy fight. Bring on Lima versus Koreshkov 3.
Look at those records, 29-7, 21-2. Incredible athletes. The reach difference of 3 inches could be the difference in this fight for Koreshkov.
Good to have Josh Rosenthal back as a referee as we get set.
Expect a clean fight, obey my commands all times, defend yourselves all times. Touch gloves if you want now, let's do this.
5 5-minute rounds. Opening round of the Bellator MMA Welterweight Grand Prix. Douglas Lima. Andrei Koreshkov.
Gentlemen, you ready? You ready? Let's fight!
The bell and the rubber match begins. The stakes are high here as the winner will advance to face the victor of the much anticipated grudge match between the UK's Paul Daly and MVP Michael Venom Page. But this is about now. Lima in the red gloves, Koreshkov in the blue, and you know for Lima, the game plan is attack those legs with his ferocious kicks.
He has got some of the hardest kicks in MMA.
Oh, there
Look
you
at
go.
That kick right there. You can see Koreshkov came out in a southpaw stance.
Wow, spinning
There you
back
go.
kick by Koreshkov.
That's the first spinning technique that's ever touched Douglas Lima from Koreshkov.
And you know Koreshkov's trainer, Alexander Shlemenko, known for his ostentatious spinning attack, smiled when that landed.
Well, that's where Koreshkov has learned that from. And it is interesting to see that Koreshkov has come out here with this southpaw stance, but it does open up his body to an attack with the kicks by Douglas Lima.
Inside low kick by Lima, minute gone in the opening round. Inside low kick by Koreshkov, who switches back to orthodox stance, and here we go. Cavalcade of kicks in round 1, and Koreshkov shoots, but telegraphed it, and Lima able to stuff it so far.
He's able to stuff it so far, but you've got Koreshkov is strong, able to get inside. He is on that leg. He's still in good position. He get a high crotch from here. Douglas Lima trying to open him up, get that head up a little bit higher, but he still can get him. If he gets his hips up inside, he can get him right off of his feet.
In their first meeting, Koreshkov smothering Lima with his wrestling. The rematch.
Nice balance by Douglas Lima.
Lima able to counter in the third round with a left hook that set up the finish. And now here is the much anticipated rubber match.
And both guys are going after. When we looked at this fight, Mauro, we talked about, look at Douglas Lima has got to attack that lead leg. He's got to do things to make Koreshkov open up. And Koreshkov has got to get those takedowns and take Douglas Lima out of range of those kicks. That's their roots to victory.
Koreshkov frustrated by the mistakes he made in the loss to Lima, shoring those up in preparation for this third meeting between former Bellator MMA welterweight champions. Koreshkov has won 8 of his last 9 with the loss coming to Lima. Lima Stabs Koreshkov with a knee to the midsection. Koreshkov looking for the trip, and Lima hanging on.
Lima's got a good take. He's going to the double. He doesn't want to. He just decides, you know what, I'm going to clinch with you up against the fence. The one thing that we found out for a long time, Andrei Koreshkov was a striker in Bellator. All of his strike, basically never used a takedown. And then we learned when he fought Douglas Lima the first time, he has got outstanding wrestling technique, and it is hard to deal with because Douglas Lima is known as a guy that is super hard to take down.
Only 2 losses in Koreshkov's career have come against Lima and former Bellator champion Ben Askren. Koreshkov holds a title defense over former UFC lightweight champion Benson Henderson here in Bellator. And what do you make of the first round thus far, John?
You know, honestly, it's exactly like I thought. When Koreshkov could get inside and could get that clinch and try for the wrestling, he needs to do that to get his victory today. And Douglas Lima needs to land those leg kicks. Doug needs to get Koreshkov off of him and off of the fence. It's okay if Doug goes for the takedown himself. He doesn't want to be in this clinch position.
Highly educated crowd in San Jose, raining down the boos. They know what these two are capable of, and they'd like to see a little more action.
And it's always so surprising when, you know, people think they know Koreshkov being this great striker. Koreshkov knows that Douglas Lima has hurt him in the stand-up. And he knows he's a great striker, but he knows that he has an advantage in this fight if he puts Douglas Lima on the ground.
Final minute of the first round, and Lima and Koreshkov jockeying for position along the fence.
Both guys trying, Josh Rosenthal's trying to give him time here, trying to let them work it out. And you see the knees coming from Koreshkov, and although, you know, a lot of people in the stands want more, those knees inside, those knees on your thighs, they add up over time and make it to where your movement is limited.
Koreshkov began training pancration and army combat fighting when he was just 9. Made his pro MMA debut in October of 2010, and changing levels, looking for the takedown against Lima as 15 seconds are left in the first round.
There was a nice left hook landed by Koreshkov in that little exchange.
An uneventful opening round to the Bellator Welterweight Grand Prix. Bell and round number 2. Koreshkov's 15th Bellator welterweight bout, the most appearances in division history. Koreshkov's 12 victories in Bellator welterweight competition, also the most in divisional history. When we talked to Douglas Lima, he said the game plan was going to be all about coming down to timing the brutal attacks of Koreshkov. And for Lima, well, he hopes his time makes a metronome envious. He wants to find that opening.
You can see Douglas is looking for it, but the one thing I would suggest if I was in Douglas Lima's corner is when Koreshkov goes to this southpaw position, not only attack that lead leg, I want you to throw hard kicks to the body. Hit that left arm. It's okay if you hit the arm. It's going to slow it down, and it makes it less effective.
Lima went into their first fight with a leg injury. Not to make any excuses, the head of Bellator MMA, Scott Coker, he is watching, of course, the Welterweight World Grand Prix and the race to 50 cents $1 million. Yes, the rapper putting $1 million in the pot for the winner of the Bellator MMA Welterweight Grand Prix. I wonder how Chael Sonnen and the rest of the Heavyweight Grand Prix crew feel about that. Chael's like, well, where's our $1 million?
You have your own tournament. You go, why are they getting $1 million? But you know what?
Oh,
50 likes the lighter guys.
Lima with the right hand on the exit. Head kick by Koreshkov, switches back to the southpaw stance.
And the reason he's switching to that southpaw stance is Douglas Lima's right leg to get that kick is going to take farther to travel. It's more opportunity for him to nullify that kick from that position, but he does open himself up to that body attack.
And when it comes to 50 cents, it's all about getting that strap, and these two want to once again wear the Bellator MMA welterweight strap. It's currently around the waist of Rory MacDonald, who is going to be challenging middleweight champion Gegard Mousasi in the main event. And there is the man with all the power.
I like what I'm seeing from Douglas Lima because he's starting to read Koreshkov. He's starting to look for those counters. He's starting to set up that timing. He can see it. Good inside leg
inside low kick by Lima, midpoint of the second round.
And when you see Koreshkov moving off like that, Moro, that's telling you that leg kick, I felt it. I need to reestablish, I need to reset because I did feel it. So that shows that's being effective.
Exchange of kicks, of course, against Rory MacDonald in Lima's welterweight title defense. Lima resembled Jose Aldo against Uriah Faber, attacking the legs. That, you know, it's a testament to Rory MacDonald's will and his heart that he's able to survive and become welterweight champion. That title up for grabs in this tournament.
Well, if you can look at that, look at the left leg of Koreshkov. When he puts that thing forward, you can see Douglas Lima going after it, and it's already starting to mark up, and it's already starting to swell.
Lima just missed with the right uppercut, but then clipped Koreshkov with a left hook.
He's doing the same thing to Andrei Koreshkov's leg as he did to Rory MacDonald's. There's already a hematoma on it, and that is going to affect Koreshkov in this fight if it continues.
It's that time of year when the leaves change color, and Koreshkov's lead leg may be doing the same thing, courtesy of Douglas Lima.
Douglas Lima's lower leg kicks are unbelievable. It's like getting hit with a Louisville Slugger. You know, the reason that Koreshkov is pushing him into the fence, he needs to stop that kick. He needs to stop the damage. You can already see, look at the hematoma already on Koreshkov's leg.
I think this crowd's still buzzing in the afterglow of the Pico KO that electrified the Shark Tank. Less than a minute left here in the second round, and a very tactical battle between Koreshkov and Lima. They find themselves against the fence, but not much in terms of any real dominance.
No, there isn't. Koreshkov is doing a good job when he gets his head inside and starts to push Lima's head away with his head, but he's not having the same ability of taking Lima down like he did before. It's obvious Lima knew that he's going to try to take me down. I'm going to start working on my takedown defense, and it is actually having an effect on the fight.
Last round. Fight.
No, that's not correct, Mr. Rosenthal. This is round 3 of a scheduled 5 rounds. How do you have it after 2 on your unofficial scorecard, John?
Right now, I'll tell you, that's the first round that I've ever given Douglas Lima against Koreshkov. Douglas Lima won that round 10-9. I think Josh Rosenthal did that same thing with Dan Henderson against Shogun Hua when they fought in this same building. So there's a problem.
MMA fight. So many indelible MMA memories here at the Shark Tank. Koreshkov lands the left hand as Lima tripped.
Exactly. It wasn't the left hand that hurt him. It was a trip of the feet. But now they're back in that same position. But Koreshkov is not having the success he's had in the past with his takedowns.
And really, Lima should not settle for this.
No, he should not. He has got to start saying, you know, I need to make this guy work and separate. I need to start causing problems, because all these little knees, if this is what happens in the fight, this is what the judges have to go off of, and they're going to give it to the guy who's trying to be offensive with those little knees when there's nothing coming from Douglas Lima at this point.
Lima, undefeated in Muay Thai competition, garnered 17 knockouts out of his 21 fights, so he's all about dynamic striking. We have not seen much of that here in this fight tonight.
You know, all of this is very technical fighting, and it's draining on you as a fighter, but it's not exciting for the crowd. But there's so much technique and so many little things that both guys are doing right now. They're just negating what each other is doing.
Well, let's talk about then what happens if this fight ends with a decision that fails to determine a winner. Let's just say there is a draw, technical draw, no contest, etc., Mr. McCarthy.
Well, since this is a tournament fight, but this is a 5-round fight, under the unified rules, you are not going to be able to have the fighters go more than those 5 rounds. So what the commission will do is, if the judges have scored this as a draw, the commission will go to those judges. Those judges will be told, I want you to pick a person to advance in the tournament. It doesn't mean that one guy wins. It's going to be a draw, but they will decide which one advances.
Well, let's hope it doesn't come down to that, as now, whoa! Koreshkov shaving Lima's head with that spinning back fist attempt that Lima just avoided. Midpoint of round 3, inside low kick by Lima. Koreshkov back to a southpaw stance, feints. Body kick by Lima, straight right hand between the guard by Lima.
And the one thing I'd want to see out of Lima right now is start opening up with a couple more shots. Don't do singles. Start to give a couple combinations of this. Hide that kick behind the hands. Make Koreshkov's hands come up and then hit that body.
Wow. Blistering body kick by Lima. Inside low kick by Lima. Now Lima beginning to find his rhythm.
Yeah, this kicking game, I'm telling you right now, the way Douglas Lima kicks, he is absolutely devastating with those kicks. Koreshkov is always going to try to close the distance if he can to stop those kicks.
And Koreshkov beginning to feel the effects of the kicks. Switching stances now back to orthodox.
And right there, that's what Douglas Lima has to do. Do not put your back on the cage. Get yourself out by that black ring.
Body kick by Koreshkov, a better outside low kick by Lima. And again, it forces Koreshkov to switch stances.
And if the one thing, if I was in Douglas Lima's corner right now, I'm telling you, I want you to move forward, pressure. Go forward, slowly, but go forward.
Lima stops the takedown attempt by Koreshkov. Looking for Koreshkov's back now, looking for the front choke. Sprawling. Lima has 11 submission victories out of his 29. Very well versed. 13 knockout wins, 11 submission victories for Douglas Lima. And this is 37th professional fight.
Koreshkov needs to get that wrist control off. He's not going to have a nice knee tap right there by Douglas Lima to get him back. Good job of Koreshkov to get back to the feet. But this is where Douglas Lima wants to be. Put Koreshkov's back towards the fence. You're going to have a much better success rate than putting your back like it is right now, because now you're allowing Koreshkov, when he gets that charge, put you right up into that cage with the clinch.
Koreshkov leads with the left hand of the body, wants to secure the takedown as the clock reaches the final 20 seconds of the 3rd round. Are you surprised at all the way this fight has played out, John, knowing what we knew coming in?
I am not surprised, because I knew it was going to be technical, because both of them knew exactly what they had to do.
We are headed to the penultimate round. Right now, it's round 4, and this the opening round of the Bellator welterweight Grand Prix. Former 2-time champion Douglas Lima against former champ Andrei Koreshkov, and man, it's still anybody's fight.
It is, and one of the things that I noticed in Douglas Lima going back to his corner after the end of the round, he is not breathing hard at all. He is in shape, and he should try to start pushing the pace of this fight. Koreshkov has put a lot of energy in trying to get those takedowns. He has not been successful, and it is starting to have an effect on him.
Koreshkov in the blue gloves, Lima in the red gloves. Oh, oblique. They're actually to the shin area there.
Linear kick right down just below the knee.
You a fan of that, Stroke?
I am a fan of it, because you know what? It's a matter of it's pushing you back. You can deal with it. You just have to learn how to deal with it, and that's part of the martial arts.
And there was a shot just below the equator, and I'm sure that's going to, yeah, see, bring about even more booze.
Rowan. No coaching. Take a second.
Oh, yeah.
Now that, and you look and you go, what the? Why doesn't he take points? Both fighters are in motion. Douglas Lima was going for that outside kick, but Koreshkov turned, and that put him in that space where he ends up having the groin strike.
You good? You got time. So whenever you're ready, make sure you...
Koreshkov will have up to 5 minutes to recover.
How long we got? Okay. So if it happens again, I'm gonna have to take it. Okay?
Just getting started here in this Bellator welterweight Grand Prix.
Good?
As two former champions
100%.
hope to
go. All right, let's
emerge from the tournament as the Bellator welterweight champion. And what about the journey Rory MacDonald's about to embark on? in the main event, moving up to challenge Gegard Mousasi, and yet he already knows that he will be defending the welterweight championship, win or lose in the tournament, against John Fitch.
You know, you look, what a bold move by Rory in taking that.
Fortune favors the bold.
Fortune favors the bold. And then the one thing he knows is, no matter what happens to this fight, I have to get myself ready. I got John Fitch waiting in the wings in this welterweight tournament.
Incredible. Koreshkov lunging forward with that overhand left. Back to orthodox, now to southpaw. So Koreshkov just doing his best to try to befuddle Lima, looking for the takedown.
Really
beautifully defended by Lima.
Exactly. You look, he got deep on him. Good level change, got deep on that takedown, and Lima just bounced him off like he was a block wall. Koreshkov is having no success in the takedowns of Douglas Lima. But right here, this is where I say Douglas Lima needs to start opening up. Don't sit here and start to accept this clinch position and do these little things. Make Koreshkov work. Get into the open.
King of the streets around here. Inside knee delivered by Lima. Talk about the pace, John, and because obviously these two champions have been in there a long time with each other, and obviously they know each other, and they know what's at stake. And yet, what do you want to see them do to make this a more dynamic fight?
Well, what we're seeing is exactly what I expected out of Andrei Koreshkov. I expected Koreshkov to go after this takedown because he knows he needs to put Douglas Lima down on the ground. That way it takes away all the kicks and it limits the damage that he accepts. But he hasn't been successful in this fight when he has been successful in the past. He's doing what he has been trained to do. Douglas Lima needs to start opening up when he gets Koreshkov around. Start to break off, open up with an elbow, frame out, and then open up with your striking attack in the middle of the cage.
Final 90 seconds of the fourth round, scheduled for 5. And this is the opening round of the Bellator MMA Welterweight Grand Prix. Winner to face the victor of Paul Daly versus Michael Venom Page, a much anticipated grudge match.
And this is one of those fights where when the fighter goes, oh, I won that fight. It's like, no, I don't care who wins it. You're not opening up and doing things that are telling the judge, I deserve to win this fight.
We are down to the final minute of the fourth round, and Lima
nice, that's what I'm talking about. Hit with that strike, circle out, open up from the outside.
Lima ducks under the left hand from Koreshkov and then misses with the right uppercut.
Every time you see Koreshkov start to bounce, it's a timing rhythm that Lima is good at picking up and hitting with the leg kick.
Oh, a nice knee by Lima. Final 30 seconds of the fourth round, and Koreshkov and Lima still trying to solve each other's puzzle. Both recording wins against the other. They exchanged the Bellator Welterweight Championship. And we are coming down. Oh, right hand that stunned Koreshkov momentarily by Lima. And Lima now attacking Koreshkov in the final seconds of the fourth.
All right, gentlemen, last round. Let's do this.
The bell and the fifth and a final round in this battle of former Bellator welterweight champions to kick off the Bellator MMA Welterweight Grand Prix. According to Big John's unofficial scorecard, Lima is ahead by 2 points, which would indicate that Koreshkov would need a finish in order to advance to the semifinals. Koreshkov was very impressed by Lima's performance against Rory MacDonald, and he told us that he wasn't going to rush in and try to finish him right away, because that's how well he was able to catch him the last time. But now is the time. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left. Someone needs to impose their will and skill on the other, John.
Well, there comes a point where your corner should be at least having an idea of, that's a close round, or we lost that round. And in this situation, they should be telling Koreshkov, you need to open up, you need to go after it.
Lima told us the trilogy fights, of course, are special. They've spent a lot of time in the cage together. He can't wait to finish this chapter off. He's come in ready. Says it's time to perform, and now is the time.
And now that you see Koreshkov going backwards, he is telling you all of that energy, all of that damage is starting to take effect. Douglas Lima moving forward is a bad thing for Andre Koreshkov.
Left hook, right uppercut. Right hand, left hook by Lima. No question, Lima is getting the better of the two fighters in the striking exchange, but the exchanges and even the delivery, few and far between, John.
Absolutely. You know, you look at everyone knows Koreshkov as an elite striker, but in every one of their fights, in the striking department, Douglas Lima has been the guy that's gotten the better of the exchanges.
1-2 combination scores for Lima. Koreshkov on his back foot, out of the southpaw stance, now back to orthodox. Lima feints with the leg kick. Left hook just raised. Koreshkov with the right hand landed.
We got a real problem with our movement ability of Koreshkov. His legs are getting heavy and he's having a hard time moving, which is setting him up for that attack.
So win or lose, we won't be seeing any ballroom dancing from Koreshkov.
And you know what? There's got to be something about ballroom dancing. Koreshkov is one hell of a striker. You got a guy like Vasily.
Lima now attacking Koreshkov on the ground, getting his back, dropping those right hands. 2 minutes, 22 seconds left in the fight. Lima wanting to finish it here in the fifth.
Lima utilizing a really good hip ride on top of Koreshkov's hip, being heavy and just picking away with the strikes.
Lima gets the hooks in. Now looking for the mid-leg choke on Koreshkov.
He's in trouble. He's in trouble, Moro.
Koreshkov has never been submitted.
He's pulling on the wrong arm. He's going to go out. He's out.
He's out. Not only in the fight, but out of the tournament. Douglas Lima, in dramatic fashion, scores his 12th submission victory, and he advances to the semifinals of the Bellator MMA Welterweight Grand Prix. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Take a look, he's on this hip ride. You see him starting to open up with strikes. Koreshkov starts to move and immediately watch the position that Douglas Lima comes into. That hook inside, gets it set, brings his arm underneath, which makes it hard for Koreshkov to defend. That choke is in tight. It's only a matter of time from that point. He's either gonna tap or nap, and he goes to sleep. Look at that leg come in for that hook. Outside hook comes in, and you see that arm come over the top, and it's tight against his head. There's nothing for him to pull. He's trying to pull it down, but he doesn't get high enough. Get that little bit of squeeze right here, the twist on the neck. He's gonna go out.
Let's make it official with Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the rear naked choke in time, it comes to an end officially. 3 minutes, 4 seconds into the fifth and final round. The winner by submission, and now advancing in the $1 million welterweight World Grand Prix, Douglas the Phenom Lima.
Their first 3 meetings ended in spectacular fashion. What do they have in store for meeting number 4? 2 living legends of mixed martial arts about to meet here in the co-main event of Bellator 206.
Take a look at those records, 37-13, 35-13. You have 2 legends in this cage that have been and done it all.
Referee Mike Beltran will oversee this Legends battle.
Obey my commands at all times. Touch goes now if you want. Very well. The sound of the bell coming up.
No touching of the gloves.
Well, there was a moment there. Just a moment.
All the way back. Back.
Rampage Jackson, 7th fight at heavyweight. Vanderlei Silva has been at heavyweight before, fighting the likes of Mark Hunt. And, of course, the last time he was knocked out by Mirko Krokop in the Pride Openweight Grand Prix. But here we go. A rivalry that has spanned 15 years. Will it end tonight?
Both of these guys have always hated fighting wrestlers. And so I doubt we're going to see a whole lot of takedowns in this fight. I think they're going to stand in the center and they're going to sling, and we're going to see who's going to come out on top.
Rampage Jackson in the red gloves, Silva in the blue gloves. Silva had the longest undefeated streak in Pride FC history at 22-20, hold the record for most knockouts in Pride FC history.
You're seeing Vanderlei actually throw a straight jab, which is, it's getting through Jackson's guard.
A minute gone in round one. Both of them having been defeated by one of our analysts, Chael Sonnen, who of course will face Fedor Emelianenko after beating Quinton Rampage Jackson in the opening round of the heavyweight Grand Prix. And Silva winging that overhand right.
And I was waiting, there's gotta be a moment, you know Vanderlei cannot hold back. He's like a kid at a candy store. He's got to throw those winging shots.
Silva losing his Bellator debut to Sonnen. Silva with 35 MMA wins, 25 of those via knockout, and he's tagged by Jackson. And Jackson leaning in on Silva. Jackson with 18 of his 37 victories coming via his power.
Power does not go away, and Quinton Jackson will always possess in both hands just dynamite. Good inside knee by Vanderlei.
Silva trying to deliver a knee on the exit. Under 3 minutes down remaining in the first round. And the first meeting in the final of the Pride Light Heavyweight Grand Prix. There was middleweight there. Knee knockout. Then, Halloween night 2004, Jackson fought much better, but Silva still knocked him out with a knee. Jackson's body over the middle rope, blood cascading from his forehead on the canvas, and then at almost, what is it now? 10 years, the knockout in the UFC fight.
Both of them, if you look at both of them, Mauro, that knockout at Jackson was one of the most devastating knockouts you have ever seen, and the same in return when Quinton put Vanderlei out.
Right hand by Silva, again a windmill right hand.
And even in that victory when Quinton lost in that second fight, even though it was a knee that we all looked at, Quinton said it was his hands that hurt me. It didn't matter about the knees.
That's the midpoint of the opening round. There's a jab by Silva. Silva already with a mouse underneath the right hand. Again, that overhand windmill right hand by Silva. Jackson closes the gap. Pins him along the fence.
And well, what you're looking at is Quinton, you know, when he knocked out Vanderlei, it was that windmill overhand right that he tucked and rolled through, brought up the left hook, and landed a clean shot. That's what Quinton is still looking for when Vanderlei is throwing that big looping right.
Since their last encounter, Jackson has fought 14 times. And again, closing the gap, knee by Jackson as he pushes Silva to the fence in the final minute of the opening frame. Silva guaranteed that this fight will end in a finish. And he predicted that he would knock out Rampage Jackson.
Silva tried to use a plumb on, pulled Jackson's head down, didn't work at all. That's the strength of Quinton Jackson's
exchange here with 20 seconds.
Oh, big shot. Quinton landed a big shot on him. That's why Vanderlei's moving.
Final 10 seconds of the opening round. Jackson saying, hey, meet me in the center of the cage. Let's do this.
All right, gentlemen, second round. You ready to fight? You ready to fight? Let's go.
And here in round two, Jackson and Silva going to try to pop each other like the victor will be popping bottles here in this fourth meeting of these two MMA icons. Outside low kick by Silva.
That was one of the techniques I really thought Vanderlei would come out with. I think that low kick against Quinton. It's a lot of weight on that lead leg, but you got to be careful when you're throwing that kick not to get hit by one of Quinton's hands.
Jab by Jackson. Followed by a counter right hand from Silva. 30 seconds gone here in the second. Scheduled for 3. In exchange, Silva shutting up. Now Silva and Jackson swinging for the fences. Vintage stuff from Jackson and Silva.
That right there is what everyone's expecting, Moro.
Fisted fireworks here in the co-main event, round number 2. Jab by Jackson. Silva already taking deep breaths here in the second round. Moving up against Jackson, who lands a left hook, just misses with the right.
Yeah. Good movement by Silva. He's seeing it. It's just a matter, you got to get your feet moving and get those legs getting you out of that range.
Remember, there's that overhand right again by Silva. Years ago in Pride, asking Silva how long he would fight. He said, hey, how long did Randy Couture fight for? The MMA Hall of Famer, who, by the way, coined the phrase atomic butt drop when Mark Hunt fought Vanderlei Silva in Pride.
He's hurt.
Right hand blocks Jackson.
He is hurt bad right now, Moro. That's why he's got that clinch. He needs to hold on. Quinn should actually try to pull away and open up again.
My goodness, what a crushing combination, and Silva still standing. Tie plum. Oh, and now Silva trying to fight off Jackson, now looking for, well, thought he might go for the guillotine.
Look, we both know that Quinton can swat, and he hit Silva with a clean shot. He's still there. That's saying something about Vanderlei still having a chin.
Jackson trying to put Silva in a quiet place with his striking and midway point of the round in the fight. How do you have it so far, John?
Right now, I've got Quinton Jackson up 10-9. He's the one that landed the more damaging shots in that first round.
There was so here in round 2.
There was moments for Silva, but Quinton's the one that did the most damage, and he's doing it again.
And now Silva using lateral movement, then resetting.
That left hand gets straight through.
And here's another exchange. Jackson and Silva. Jackson with the knee, under 2 minutes left in the round.
Silva taking a deep breath. That action's starting to catch up to him.
The action coming in waves. 1:45 left in the second. Jackson has earned his past 3 victories by decision, the longest streaks of wins in his career without a stoppage.
And right now, when you're looking at this type of clinch, in this type of clinch, you see no one trying to take anyone down, no one trying to do any of those strikes. This is where you go, hey, work, I'm going to separate you, stop, separate the fighters, and let the action.
Right uppercuts on the inside by Jackson, and then Silva wings away.
I think Vanderlei needs to utilize his kicks a little more than he's doing. I don't know what he's feeling, but just hitting Quinton with punches is not the way to get rid of him.
Final minute of the second round as Jackson sticks the jab and gets Silva moving laterally around the cage.
See those little feints? Jackson's trying to set him up. He's trying to get him to actually explode so he can use that counter.
Jackson lands a jab. Right from Silva. Jackson ground and pound on Vanderlei Silva to the body. Upstairs. It's on Rampage. Rampage evens the series at 2 wins apiece. Rampage Jackson. Mamma mia!
Watch the replay here, Moro. Jackson slides in, left hook, right hand. Both hitting him flush. Vanderlei standing there stiff because he didn't know exactly what was happening. That was not what finished him, though. That right hand right there puts him down, and then he goes after him. Vanderlei holding on to legs is not stopping the punches. Tries to get his hands up. Jackson goes after the body, head. He's just pummeling him. Beltran's telling him to move. He can't at that point. There's nowhere for him to go. And he ends the fight. Quinton Jackson, TKO victory over Vanderlei Silva. It is now even 2-2.
Let's make it official with Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, he evens the score. Official time, 4 minutes, 32 seconds into round number 2. The winner by TKO, Quinton Rampage Jackson.
Let's go to the tail of the tape for this mega main event. Champion versus champion.
Look at all those fights. Look at all those victories. Look at that reach. Doesn't matter who's taller, both the same. This is going to be a battle.
Let's do it.
The bell and round 1. MacDonald in the blue gloves, Mousasi in the red gloves. What do you look forward to early on in this fight, John?
I look for Rory MacDonald to try to establish that jab. He's got to establish the jab to get the respect of Gegard Mousasi to stand up.
Well, Mousasi possesses one of the best jabs in the sport.
He does.
Should be a highly technical affair, but Rory MacDonald, who, again, a blood and guts warrior, who will ever forget the rematch against Robbie Lawler for the UFC welterweight title. I thought Rory MacDonald's career was finished after that fight. Boy, has he proven all of us wrong. Coming back undefeated in Bellator, and already the Bellator welterweight champ. Looking to make history.
He has rebounded so well in coming to Bellator, and with the way he is fighting now is the best he has ever fought.
That's a great right hand by Mousasi.
And
Tag
he felt it, you could see
MacDonald.
it. In my mind, if you're Rory, you want to do exactly what he's doing right now. Start to give him some angle, start to move around. Don't set your feet too often. If you set your feet, he's going to gauge that distance and he's going to strike.
Two of the best collecting data, making adjustments on the fly, and the cage IQ off the charts for both fighters.
Oh, absolutely. Gegard is the one you look at. He is so adept at changing during the fight. That's what's so impressive about Gegard Mousasi.
Beautiful. Jumping jab outside low leg kick by Rory MacDonald, who again representing the storied TriStar Gym in Montreal, the Zero George St. Pierre, and you see similarities in their fighting approach. Farah Sahabi, one of the best trainers in his corner, and Mousasi, well, has a gym on his property in the Netherlands, following the footsteps of his older brother who was a fighter. But I remember meeting Mousasi early in his career in Japan when he fought for Pride Fighting Championships, and already showing signs of what to come as MacDonald clocked Mousasi with that right hand, and Mousasi didn't flinch.
He flinched a little bit, but he just, look, he said like, oh, let me give you one back. But that's what Rory has to do. He has to give him something to feel to get that respect.
MacDonald attacking the body with a left hook. MacDonald checked that kick, but then eats another stiff jab from Mousasi.
And another, you said it exactly, stiff. That popped his head back. He looked like a Pez dispenser.
Oh, I like that line. I've heard that before somewhere. And again, Mousasi beginning to establish the jab. There's a sweeping left hook. Oh, that kick was blocked. And Mousasi are starting to find a rhythm, putting his strikes together under 2 minutes remaining in the first round.
You're exactly right with what you're looking at. Gegard is starting to get a rhythm. Rory is not actually in a rhythm right now. He's trying to find that rhythm. He's struggling a little bit in the fight. Gegard is being successful.
That straight right hand, the second time in this opening round that he's cracked MacDonald.
If you're having this kind of problem in the stand-up right now, you might want to start to change it up and make Gegard think about something else. Even a takedown attempt as far as just faking it. Make him start to move his feet and think, oh, he's thinking about that attempt.
Mousasi walking down MacDonald, shoots the jab. MacDonald tries to maybe attempt to take down, but was stopped, and that jab is just really already highly effective weapon for Mousasi.
That jab right now is a difference in this fight. He is controlling the distance. He's controlling exactly where that pace is at.
And that's what he has to do in order to win this fight.
You got it. The other part of that is it's not just a jab. We're talking, this is a damaging jab.
It's a power jab. Manny Pacquiao, same thing. 30 seconds left in the opening round. A good start for the Bellator MMA middleweight champion, Gegard Mousasi. But again, Rory MacDonald used to taking the opening rounds, wanting to collect the data, see what Mousasi's all about.
One of the things that is in the book about trying to beat Rory MacDonald is make him move backwards, and that's what Gegard's doing right now.
Thanks to a highly effective jab, a great start for Gegard Mousasi in this super fight. Well, in round number 2, how do you score the first fight on your unofficial scorecard, John? Well, the first round, I should say, first fight.
That's okay. It is their first fight, you're right. No doubt, 10-9. Gegard Mousasi established that jab. He's the one controlling this fight right now. Rory's gonna have to change what he's doing, or things are not going to get better for him.
How does MacDonald secure a path to the takedown? Because we know that despite improvements, Mousasi's takedown defense isn't the best. It was evident when he fought King Mo Lawal in Strikeforce, taken down 11 times. That's when he knew, I have to work on this part of the game, and he has.
He has, and he's good at it. But if you're looking at Rory MacDonald, you have to say you've got to start establishing the ability to get that takedown.
And now MacDonald attempting the takedown, but it's Mousasi delivering elbows, and now Mousasi inside the guard of Rory MacDonald.
I talked to Gegard about Rory possibly trying to slide underneath, go to a 50-50, and Gegard said, what's a 50-50? And you're looking, you go, everyone knows things in different ways, but Rory will not always try the conventional takedown. He's going to try this thing, and his idea is if he's underneath Gegard, I just need to monitor the damage that I allow him to inflict.
As long as he knows who 50 Cent is, it's okay though, right?
Well, no, he's not part of that thing.
No, that's right, but he wants to maintain the strap. 3:30 left in the second round. MacDonald off his back. Again, this prodigy who got interested in MMA when his dad started showing him old the UFC fights when he was 14 years of age. Really a first-generation mixed martial artist. Turned pro at the age of 16. And ate a stiff, sharp elbow. Couple more elbows from Mousasi.
Big elbows inside by Gegard, and this is when we talked about Gegard's top game. He is a damaging fighter from the top. His ground and pound is vicious.
Mousasi remaining active from the now open guard, a close guard again of MacDonald. MacDonald trying to control the posture, trying to force a stand-up or maybe trying to secure a submission.
He's trying to work things out. You see him opening that guard, then going back to a close, but he's trying to change the angle. He's having a hard time controlling the posture of Gegard.
Mousasi's been submitted 3 times in his career, but it's all about the ground and pound. Now a wide base, and there's MacDonald controlling or keeping Mousasi.
Look at that slice through right there, right into half guard. Beautiful slice by Gegard Mousasi, and he's actually trying to go
right to full mount. Mousasi has mounted Rory MacDonald here in round 2, and MacDonald trying to hold on.
See him taking his hips, bringing him up high onto Rory MacDonald's chest. This is a bad position for Rory. Rory was mounted by Damian Maia, but Damian Maia doesn't have the strikes that Gegard Mousasi has.
Red
Rory's in trouble.
And Mousasi treating the Red King like the victors of the Red Wedding. Is a minute 40 left in round 2. Mousasi ground and pound. Mousasi maintains the Bellator MMA middleweight championship, stopping Rory MacDonald.
Here comes Rory, rolls in for that, trying to get Gegard down. He does, but in getting him down, brings himself into a position where he did not expect that he was not going to be able to stop that ground and pound. You watch Gegard slice into half guard, gets to full mount. These are heavy shots, heavy elbows. You see Rory trying to move. He cannot break that heavy hip position of Gegard Mousasi, and Gegard is just launching elbows into him.
Are you at all surprised at how this fight unfolded, John?
No, I'm not. We talked about this, and I looked at both fighters, and when I look at Gegard Mousasi, he does everything that Rory MacDonald does, and sometimes just a little bit better with more experience. That experience leads him to that victory.
Let's go to Michael C. Williams to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, referee Herb Dean steps in, waves off the contest due to unanswered strikes. Official time, 3 minutes, 23 seconds into round number 2. The winner by TKO and still Bellator middleweight world champion, Gegard Mousasi.
Hey, what's up guys? This is Francis Ngannou. Subscribe now.